Hey, my narcissistic abuse family. My topic today is infuriating. They all are, but this is like a big trigger for me because I've experienced it over and over and over and over and over again, way more than anyone should tolerate this kind of crap. My hair's wild and crazy because it's date night with my husband and he likes it curly. So, alright, the topic I'm talking about is circular comparisons. I made this term up because it's the perfect descriptive for one of the major narcissistic strategies to chip away at our self-worth, our self-respect. That's what narcissists do. Rather than elevating other people because they're coming from a good place and they're genuinely happy, no, they're miserable, so they're tearing everybody else down. That's what miserable, nasty people do. Happy people want other people to be happy. But narcissists come from a bad place. They're miserable and they want everyone else to be miserable. So they chip away at all their victims. I experienced this growing up, obviously, thanks to the toxic duo, my narc mother, and then I experienced it later in life when I was in a relationship with the narc creep. They all do the same stuff. It's baffling. And the hilarious part of it, I guess, is that we're so oblivious to it because we don't think like these evil people, monster. I don't even want to call them people. We don't think like them. So it like doesn't even dawn on us that this is what's happening. But in hindsight, it's like 2020. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, I see it now. I see it loud and clear. That's what was going on the whole time. So, circular comparisons are like, it's so juvenile. It's maddening. Like I said, so say you got a pup. I'm just using this as an example, but put yourself back in grade school. Example being, oh, I just got a puppy. We're so excited. This puppy is adorable. A narc's response would be like, oh yeah, well, my cousin's friend's brother has 3 puppies. It's like they don't have anything to come at you with or to try to rival you with. So they refer to like some distant acquaintance of a friend, of a family member. It's so absurd. I mean, this has happened to me with every level of narc. Peripheral narcs out the wazoo. The one narc that I am thinking of particularly right now, she's the most miserable person ever. I mean, they all are, but this particular one, like, my husband and I were super happy. We're so blessed with our incredible children, this beautiful life that we share. We've certainly had our share of trials, adversity. No one is perfect and everybody has their stuff. But this person, sits back and sees that we're genuinely grateful, blessed, loving each other, loving our family, hates it all day long. So comes back at tries to make me, I suppose, feel threatened by trying to rub other examples in my face, like, oh, so-and-so's doing this or they have that and blah, 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 blah. And my response has always been like, okay, good for them, it used to be like that with my mother as well. She would always want me, they want you to feel as crappy as they do because they have no self-esteem, they have no self-worth, self-value. So the fact that we have that, they hate it. So they set their sights on trying to tear us down to their catastrophically low levels. I put a post up about this on my Instagram, and the response was resounding, as expected. So many of you gave such good examples. It's so sad that these monsters do this, but to genuinely good, authentic people. But of course they do, because they're miserable, and now we know what we're dealing with, right? So if your parent is the narcissist, I got a couple of these responses. They'll compare you to your sibling. For example, I'll use my own example. Somebody had a comment similar to this. All right, so I went to college. I got a partial academic scholarship. I was playing sports. I was doing it all. I was in a sorority clubs, taking advantage, because I just yearned for that, like, social connection, that clearly I wasn't getting in the toxic home. But so I had the golden boy, flying monkey, older brother, and he went to college too before me. No academic scholarship, nothing above and beyond. He lived at home. I lived on campus because I couldn't wait to get the hell away from those people. But the narc would go on and on and on about how smart he is and how he's going to such a prestigious school, and like, I would just be like, what? That's what they do, man. They just try to like knock you off base and discredit you and your accomplishments, your achievements, your successes, anything that you have to be proud of. They want to take that away from you. They want to make you feel less confident. They want to make you feel less proud, less everything, because that's them. So, yeah, the narc would go on and on about golden boy, flying monkey, going to the school he went to, and again, no academic scholarships, nothing outstanding. I'm not trying to cut anyone down, but facts are facts. But then there's me, Dean's List, cum laude, this, that, the other, like academic scholarship, playing sports in my sort. Nobody ever acknowledged anything. Ever, like, wasn't bragging. Like, I'm sure she was, running her mouth behind my back to anyone that would listen, but certainly not to me. No acknowledgement whatsoever. When I was dating that creep, he would do the absolute same thing to me. I had an awesome job. I was in my young 20s. I was also achieving my graduate degree, and he just, they trivialize your accomplishments, what you're doing, your successes. They trivialize it. They marginalize you by not acknowledging it, by not recognizing what you're doing or how great you are. But then they also bring in this circular comparison strategy where they'll put all the praise on someone else, even if they're achieving much less than you are. They'll just do it to like make you feel threatened or make you feel less accomplished. It's so twisted. But again, we're dealing with narcs here. They're like an entirely different breed. Happy people want other people to be happy, and misery loves company. The narc mantra, as I always say, it couldn't be more accurate or true. So, if they're comparing you to your sibling, or, you've done something awesome, or they'll just try to knock you down. They'll try to discredit your achievement or your accomplishment. I have another one. So, like, my husband and I have this house that we're buying together, mortgage. You know how that goes. It's a big undertaking, man. It's a big responsibility for people. It's not easy. Life is not easy. And we're all on our own. You know, my husband's mom was awesome. Unfortunately, she passed away. His dad was a narc piece of garbage. I come from nothing. So Joe and I are doing this all on our own. And this is something that I'm coming to terms with, trying to reconcile. It's like the people don't have to be narcs to be toxic like this, to employ these malicious strategies. You know, there's a lot of jealous people out there. So, like, cohorts, anyone that sides with the narc or doesn't even have to side with them, just tolerate them. Like, that in and of itself is wrong, because if someone loves you and genuinely cares about you, they don't want you to tolerate abuse, and they won't either. So anyone in your life that is still entertaining the narcissist, whatever, will say, all right, so this is one of the people that I'm referring to. I'm going off on a tangent anyway. But like, so Joe and I have this house, right? So a circular comparison would be somebody saying like, oh, so-and-so, I love their house, and going on and on and on ad nauseum about it. Oh, I love so-and-so's house. It's so great. I want a house just like that. Like, you know, we don't feel threatened like that by things because we're not in competition with people, but narcissists constantly are, or unhappy, miserable people are always in competition with other people. So they're trying to impose this onto us to try to chip away at our happiness or our satisfaction in life. I don't know. But circular comparisons, it's pathetic. It's disgusting. Happens over and over and over again, so long as you're dealing with a toxic monster. That's it. I hope you guys took something from this. Please please share for anyone that you think it applies to. Please subscribe. That would be super awesome if you're not yet. I appreciate every one of you that are tuned in here. We're all healing together. We might be bumped. We might be bruised. But above everything else, we are blessed because we're coming out of this and we're even better, more compassionate people because of it, and we appreciate good people in our lives. So thanks, you guys. I will be back soon.